Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Attention Ditto Heads.
I do that same.
Attention Bo Scouts.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
It's time for the soul of excellence.
He is a radio host here in New York.
The Rush Hour is on the air.
Rush.
Now here's James Golden.
There were some people on the MAGA right that took the bait. Well, 133 million people, Rev, watched Bad Bunny go out and just completely own the field, the stage, the country, the world. Lady Gaga comes in. This was a pretty extraordinary statement. Ricky Martin, it was 133 million people watching this instead of alternative programming where they had a guy performing who, of course, throughout his career has preached the glories of, and Franklin Graham, I guess, likes this because he said it was a God and country thing, but a guy who has preached the glories of having sex with underage girls and setting up escort services atop the Four Seasons. Cowboy.
Oh, that's... was Morning Joe, who used to be pretend to be a conservative in his early days, on PMS. What do they call that thing? PMS then, PMS whatever. PMS now, right? PMS whatever. Following the big game yesterday, the Super Bowl, between the Seattle Antifas and the New England Sanctuaries, and the Antifas manhandled the Sanctuaries. I guess the Sanctuaries couldn't cheat. So, I don't know what happened. Anyway, now the Turning Point halftime had 10 million streams, apparently. Anybody in entertainment that gets 10 million streams is going to be really happy. 10 million streams is a lot of people. And yeah, the Super Bowl had 100 and some. The question is, how many streams do you get, Morning Joe? You don't even get 1 million. You don't even get 500,000. You don't even get 250,000. You don't even get 125,000 would be my guess. I don't know, haven't looked at the ratings, but really? You're going to rag on Turning Point's event? And then he says, compare Bad Bunny on the world. Instead of this guy who, and then he, with all these, I guess, I don't know which entertainer he was talking about. Maybe he was talking about Kid Rock. I don't know. But our very own Red Apple Audio Network, Sid Rosenberg, was on Fox with some other guy. And this is what, cut two. This is what Sid had to say about it.
Truly, it was a bad football game, and when you couple that with Bad Bunny, who may have been the worst halftime show, not one word of English, one word of English, one word. You combine the halftime show and the football game, I think Clay would agree. He's a great sports guy, too. What a waste of 3 hours.
Right. Clay, yeah, Bad Bunny, I didn't get one word. I took German with him. I took German in high school. So
I watched it with my dad. He said he's 81. He said, hey, this is the worst football game top to bottom ever. So Super Bowl. So I think he was right on that one.
Although Turning Point put together a great show. Clay, thanks.
Yeah. So anyway, I didn't watch. I watched some of the game. I was bored. And so I turned it on. And then I turned it off. And... Carlos, were you watching the Olympics? Because you've been Mr. Yesterday.
In general or yesterday?
Yesterday. Did you watch
the game yesterday?
I was depending upon you to tell us what's going on in the Olympics because I haven't seen a minute of it.
There was a guy on figure skating that did a backflip, and it was the first backflip ever on figure skating.
Just what I've always wanted to see. I missed it. I can't tell you how bad I feel that I missed a guy doing a backflip while figure skating. I mean, to be honest with you, that's almost sounds impossible. To do a complete backflip and land on those, that had to be really amazing. And the skier girl broke her leg.
The leg was broken before she even like beforehand. She tore her ACL like before the Olympics, and then she was like, "I'm gonna race either way," and she got injured again.
Oh, poor. I mean, I feel bad for her, but she said she had a quote, and I had pulled it out on the Saturday show and never got to it, and I loved her quote. Her quote, because they asked her, "Are you going to compete?" and she said, and I don't have it in front of me, but it is something to the effect: just because something sounds impossible doesn't mean it's not possible. She was explaining why she was going to compete. And I just love that spirit. Just because something's impossible, people tell you it's impossible, doesn't mean it's not possible. To me, that just really speaks a lot about the competitive nature of who she... Anyway, I don't know. C-SPAN. We don't do callers Monday through Friday, as you know. On Saturday, we take plenty of calls because this is. Did we say what the show is? This is Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour, fastest hour in American media. Thank you. And we don't, since it's the fastest hour in American media, we don't take calls Monday through Friday because we got so much other stuff to do. But there was a caller on C-SPAN that was quite, I thought had raised a great point. Cut 3, and this is the caller from C-SPAN.
We should have been celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States of America at that halftime show. When I went to school, I was taught English. I wasn't taught Spanish, so I don't know a word he was saying. You know, we're the United States of America. We're an English-speaking language. They should have at least put a closed caption on there or something so you could understand what they were saying. And the dancing, I've seen the same thing at a strip show, just with the clothes on, the way they were doing on TV. There's no reason for that.
Well, apparently he doesn't appreciate certain artistic moves. Anyway, there's a story. The mainstream media is orgasmic, by the way, in case you missed it. They were having multiples yesterday. It wasn't just one. They had the first big one over Bad Bunny, and then it speared off into multiples because the very famous Lady Gaga was there. And they just all flipped over Bad Bunny and Lady Gaga. And so the New York Times, I was reading afterwards, they said, it was a celebration of joy. And immediately I thought about Kamala Harris and the campaign of joy. Because we all know that when liberals like something, it's joy. And so there was a big orgasmic joy erupting from the New York Times. You heard the guy that used to pretend to be a conservative on PMS Now and then going on about his joy over it, and ABC and all of them. They were just it was beautiful. It was great. It was wonderful. I bet you Philip is a big Bunny fan. Philip, you like Big Bunny? Or Bad Bunny, I'm sorry. Big Bunny, somebody else.
No, not really.
Oh, you're not a big Bad Bunny fan.
No, I hear too much of him blasting from car radios in my neighborhood, and I'm a little sick of him.
Oh, well, thank you. Ooh, I know what that means. They kept talking about the hidden symbology, about the flag, and all these other things. But then there's a story after all the multiple orgasms in the mainstream press over Bad Bunny. there was a story in the Daily Mail which did not have that narrative. And the narrative from the Daily Mail is this: Super Bowl fans sickened after translating Bad Bunny's X-rated Spanish lyrics. And they have that little thing, that little quote, "This is pure degeneracy." Like, well, what? Carlos just looks stunned. Like, what are they talking about, degeneracy? Do you know the lyrics of some of his songs, Carlos?
No, I don't listen to his music.
Would you like to know some of the lyrics of one of his songs, maybe?
I'm good, actually. But sure, I mean, since you bring it up, yeah, I would like to know what he said to us, and we didn't get it.
Well, I don't have the one from the Super Bowl, but there's a lady on social media, and I found her, and she's translating some of Bad Bunny's lyrics, and that's cut 4. Folks, this is going to take us almost to the break because you're going to have to deal with the Bad Bunny song. Let me just say, one of my dear friends is the Olympics are awesome. Downhill skiing was unbelievable. Visual coverage, incredible. And my friend that sent this is, just so you know, is a media professional. 7-time Emmy Award winner, has produced those things as a director, from the Super Bowl to the Olympics and all of he's like Mr. TV badass. And so he's sending me a text right now. And by the way, there was English in the Bad Bunny performance. It was really good. I think it's some veiled racism callers are coming through with the criticism of Bad Bunny. That wasn't bad as well. That's okay. Look, I didn't watch it, and I don't have anything invested in it. To me, if somebody makes it big in the entertainment world, knowing how difficult it is, I'm like, congratulations, you made it. But I thought some of you might want to hear, since I don't have anything invested in Bad Bunny or Big Bunny, and I don't. I thought some of you might want to hear one of Bad Bunny's songs translated. He also, Mr. Badass television producer, said the Super Bowl that game was boring. Well, I mean, come on. You had the left coast, Seattle Antifas, versus the less left coast, New England sanctuaries from Boston. So you get the sanctuaries and the Antifas. What do you want? And the sanctuaries couldn't cheat yesterday. They didn't have any deflated balls. For those of you women, that is not that's not a vulgar comment. We're talking deflated footballs. Ask your people that like the New England Patriots about that. And they couldn't cheat by looking at the other person's practices or whatever they used to do back in the glory days of the New England cheat. What do they call them? The cheatriots or the cheat, whatever they were. So the sanctuaries and the Antifas played yesterday, and it was a boring game. Most people think. I've talked myself out of the time we had to play the Bad Bunny stuff, so we'll have to do it when we get back. Okay? Which halftime show did you? I didn't watch any of the halftime shows. I barely watched the game. I was busy. My sock drawer needed attending to. Keep it right here with me. James Golden, Bo Snerdley, fastest hour in American media continues.
Rush. This is the Rush Hour with James Golden.
Bo Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush.
Why would I watch the halftime show or care if I don't understand what he's saying? Like, people are saying you're racist for not wanting to watch or support Bad Bunny, and I'm like, I think that's the problem. I think there's an agenda behind why he's performing, and you're a part of it. I don't understand what he's saying, so I'm not going to listen to it. I don't care. He's not speaking my language. Why are you trying to make me feel uncomfortable on an English-speaking territory? Or in an English-speaking territory, I'm sorry. I don't understand what he's saying, so I don't really care. I don't know why he's performing if he can't speak English. That's just how I feel about it. It's just the NFL. This isn't the World Cup with soccer or something. I can understand that. But it's the NFL. Even in soccer, bro, when they be having like America News or something like that, like these folks translate the post-game interview in English. So I need that at the Super Bowl halftime show. It's the Super Bowl. If you can't translate the song in English, big dog, I'm gonna need you to find somebody else, because I don't know what you're saying. And no, I'm not racist just because I don't know what you're saying, or just because I don't care about what you gotta say because I don't know what you're saying.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that's racist, and I just found out. And thank you. The Countess of Conspiracy texted me during the break. You are wrong again. And I hate being ignorant, as the old folk used to say. I don't like being ignorant. But it's racist. And not only is this racist, it's sexist. And I cannot tolerate racism and sexism. There was a girl, a woman, a young girl of color. What year was that? 1998? Yep. When Bill Clinton, the year that Bill Clinton was doing the intern or whatever it was, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. There was a young girl of color. The Olympics told her, you cannot do a backflip on your skates. They prohibited her from showing her true talent. You know what? She did it anyway, and she landed on one skate. And thank you for people that actually watched the Olympics and said, he wasn't the first. It was a woman of color that did the backflip on the skates first. And they didn't want to show how good she was, but she was the Rosa Parks of figure skating. She did it anyway. Hallelujah. Say amen. And we'll be right back. Don't go away.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush. We never heard Biden criticized, and he eulogized a KKK recruiter, Senator Byrd. He said some kind of insane racist things like poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. He didn't want his children growing up in a racial jungle. So
you're talking
he was
about
president.
That's what Byrd said?
No, that was what Biden said. So he was president for 4 years.
Okay, this
Wow! Stop that! You know, that Biden cut, that's in reaction, of course, to the fallout that's still going over the meme. I've talked about the meme for 2 days, not going to do it again today. But that was Lydia Moynihan. She was on with Abby. The thing that's surprising about that cut to me is Abby didn't know any of that. And the left, everybody in this audience that follows politics knows about the long history of Joe Biden's racist remarks. Oh, well, yeah, poor children, and that's like Kathy Hochul, governor of New York, with that. Remember that quote she said, when black kids don't know how to use computers and black children don't know how to do, and black people, it's just, the racism is just ridiculous and absurd. But then she was talking about how he eulogized, and Obama eulogized him too, Senator Robert Byrd, who was the former Ku Klux Klan Cyclops, which he was in. That was one of the official titles for the recruiters of the Ku Klux Klan. And Senator Robert Byrd was the Democrat Party Senate Majority Leader, former Ku Klux Klanman. And so what? I mean, you can go through the list of Democrats going through slavery time and find their remarks about black people. Democrats are the party of slavery. They are the party of Jim Crow. In fact, I was reading today an article about how Princeton, this was 5 years ago, they took off Woodrow Wilson's name off the college, the Wilson College. He was the guy that brought Jim Crow back to the federal government. He's a progressive Democrat. And destroyed the lives of so many black people financially and set the government, federal government, which was followed by state governments, into Jim Crow. That was a Democrat. They're all whining about voter ID and Jim Crow now. But I have to tell you something too. And this is going to sound strange to some of you. You know I'm a fan of politics. You know I love politics. I love Robert Byrd. I did. Senator Robert Byrd, to me, was one of the most brilliant men ever in the United States. Former Klansman, yes, I know. And Princess Di Princess Di shakes her head at me with this, because I've said it before. I'm sorry. I love the guy. I have never heard a more eloquent speaker in the entire United States Senate from the time, and I used C-SPAN 3, used to watch all the Senate. I had the Senate on in my office all day long, almost every day during the rush years. And I watched almost every speech that was ever made during that entire period on the Senate floor. And I love Senator Byrd. He had a profound knowledge, not just of the United States Senate, but he had a profound knowledge of the role of institutional democracy from the time of the Greeks and Romans up through current civilization. The man's breadth of knowledge was unmatched by anybody else in that entire Senate. He was the most intellectually profound man that I have ever heard speak on the Senate floor. And then the other side of him is he would talk about his wife. He would talk about his love for his state of Virginia, West Virginia, in ways that I have never heard a politician speak. The love of his state, of his, it would ooze out. I couldn't hate the guy. And I don't. He was amazing. And I said the other day, too, I have a profound disagreement with those people that all they do is cast Robert E. Lee as a one-dimensional character. without realizing what a great human being he was in spite of his failures. And now let me ask you a profound question, some of you. Oh, he's so crazy. Who among us has not failed? Who among us doesn't have failures? You can count to maybe one, depending on your spiritual, religious point of view, or two or three or more, depending on what it is you study spiritually. But those beings that inhabit this plane, whether in Christianity you believe it's Christ, whether you believe it's Buddha, whether you believe it's the 10 Sikh gurus, whoever it is, those individuals are rare that come here enlightened souls. All of us have stuff with us. We're human. And some stuff is more profound than others. So yeah, I loved Robert Byrd. And I think that a lot of times we get caught. Wait a minute, I'm getting a text. Uh-oh. I think it's from Princess Di. Oh, goodness gracious. She just sent me a Robert Byrd quote. See, this is dangerous. Rather I should die 1,000 times and see old glory trampled in the dirt, never to see it rise again, than to see this beloved land of ours become degraded by race mongrels. A throwback to the blackest specimen from the wilds. That was Senator Robert Byrd in 1944, opposing integration. Yeah, he's a Democrat. Same Democrats as George Wallace, standing up there talking about segregation now. Segregation's ever, which is, by the way, what the Democrats still practice in public schools. Just so you know, they haven't really changed as a party that much. Except now they do it on economic grounds. They claim he's vile man. That was vile, but that's what I'm trying to say. People, if you judge somebody's entirety on their worst statements and their worst moments, all of us have issues. What happened after that? What happened in the next 20, 30, 40 years when people understand that they were wrong and that's why when you do wrong and you do evil and you realize it, you need to make a full-throated apology and ask for forgiveness. Something that apparently in political circles people have problems with. Anyway, I've gotten myself off track again. Bad Bunny. Let's play a Bad Bunny song. Let's translate it for you. I warn you, those of you that are sensitive, you may not want to hear certain parts of this, but this is a Bad Bunny translation thanks to this beautiful woman who did this, I don't know her name, on social media.
Okay, so my post about translating Bad Bunny's song so that you know what you're listening to at the Super Bowl went viral. I didn't expect that, but since we're at it, let's translate another song. This one is called Vatican, and this is a clip from that music video, so you know where that's going. He spelled Vatican with a B for some reason, but here we go, let's start up there. Perhaps my music isn't clean, but I didn't invent sex and marijuana wanna. AAA, where is the horny one? Raise your hands. A grinding, and we go. To the Vatican, call your mom to ask for your hand. A. I was in hell when I stumbled upon a she-demon. She was selling her soul and I bought it. She was yummy, but her friend was even yummier. Let's go, the three of us. Let's go, the three of us, yes. Where are we? I don't know. Who are you? I don't know. God forgive me because I have sinned. You are horny, I know. Let's go. I know. God forgive me. AA. I'm going to skip this paragraph because it's irrelevant. He's talking about being in the club and the club being lit. But let's go to this paragraph here. It says, everybody fornicates here. The waiter and the preacher. Hey, mommy, you're so fine. Send me a picture of the young Mika. I don't know who young Mika is. They got me overthinking. The night got kinky. And in her ass, the pinky. Her hair purple like Inky Winky. I slap her ass and I leave her like Poe. I give it to her where she goes pee-pee and where she goes po-po. You already know what that means. God is watching, God is listening. That is what we're teaching our children. Hey, to believe in God, you don't have to be a minister. No man on earth has the right to judge in the name of Christ. And again, this is coming from a guy that takes pictures dressed as Baphomet. I mean, if you don't see it, you're blind. But he also portrays himself as Jesus in his music videos. In Old San Juan, they even have a mural of him as Jesus. And look, I'm not the best Christian out there, but back in the day, they used to call that blasphemy. And honestly, in my opinion, it's plain disrespectful. So there you have it. That's another Bad Bunny song so that you know what you're listening to. I know that some of his songs have a great beat. I'm not gonna lie. Some have a catchy beat. And it's hard not to like it, honestly. But I don't know. I feel like it's important to know the words that come out of our mouths, even if it's in another language and we don't understand it. Because you could be singing and selling your soul to the devil.
Yeah, well, that's your Bad Bunny that they're all glorifying today is, what did Joe Scarborough say, owning the world? So that's a taste of Bad Bunny. I'm not making any comment on it. I report, you decide. Where have I heard that before? Oh, yes. All right, Jasmine Crockett, Democrats are going nuts. They had the what you call it today, how do you pronounce her name? Ghislaine, whatever her name is. Ghislaine, whatever. They brought her up to D.C. She pled the fifth. Democrats come out of it and immediately start saying Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, Donald's total TDS syndrome. Crockett, cut 7. It's quick. We'll just get in, get it out. Here it is.
So I want people to be very clear-eyed. They are playing games right now. And again, this is all about shielding and distracting from the President of the United States, who is absolutely mentioned in those files. And frankly, we know that he had already been sued prior to him ever entering office, where there were allegations that he sexually molested a child. This is on the record. Now, granted, the case didn't go through and whatever, but we know that the allegations were there way before he even took office the first time.
Every one of those allegations has been debunked. She keeps right on. One of these days, that woman's going to need a lawyer. One of these days. Okay, in Florida, they passed a new law, Cut 15. It is, we can explain this, and that was passed, I think, with Princess Diana's favorite governor of all 50 governors. They passed the law down in Florida. Here's the content of that law.
Anyone applying for a driver's license in Florida must now pass an English exam. The rule, which has been in effect since Friday, looks to promote, quote, clear communication, understanding of traffic laws, and responsible driving behavior. The move follows this deadly crash last year where an illegal migrant is accused of making an illegal U-turn, killing 3 people. Officials say Harneet Singh failed his CDL test 10 times before that incident.
People are not happy. I have some response, don't have time to play it. We have a woman complaining, she doesn't speak English, that now she's been denied a driver's license in Florida. She's not happy about it. We'll get to that tomorrow. We've got, let's see what else we got here. Can't get to today. Woman that Donald Trump stole her food stamps from her. That. And then there's this business with the ID and voting. Senator Ossoff from Georgia. Senator Ossoff down in Georgia is against voter ID. Now, he used to be for it. He's against it now that his party told him, hey, pal. But do you know that Senator Ossoff had an event down there in Georgia? And you know what he did? You know what old Senator Ossoff did down there in Georgia? Senator Ossoff said, listen here, boy, y'all won't come to my, hey, come on. Y'all won't come to my event down here in Georgia? Listen up. You got to show some ID. You need to have government ID to get into my event so that we could talk about how we don't need ID to vote. He's nothing wrong. That's right. You want to show up to see your senator. Jasmine is a lawyer. That's right. Jasmine Crockett is a lawyer. I forget. Well, I'm not going to make any comments about that. I'm going to keep it on the high road. Not going to talk about what you lost. Keep it on the high road, James. Don't go there. Anyway, John Ossoff, like the Democrats, we don't need voter ID. It's Jim Crow 2.0. And if there's a party that knows about Jim Crow, it's us, because we're the ones that gave you Jim Crow 1.0. But Senator Ossoff, most Democrats, most black people say they want voter ID. Well, it don't matter. Them people don't know what's good for them. We know best. We don't like voter ID. Jim Crow 2.0. All right, you're having an event this weekend. I want to come here and talk about it. Yeah, make sure you bring your government ID to get in, son. You need some ID to get in. These people, it's almost laughable who these people are. All right, we got to take a break. James Golden Snerdley, fastest hour in American media, continues. Don't go away.
Rush. This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Bo Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
It's The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
Rush.
Now, here's James Golden.
All right, we're kicking it on the way out the door. You know, earlier we played some Percy Faith, who passed away on this day in 1967. He was just great. We're going to leave you today with one of the truly great musicians of our age. Chick Corea passed away, age 79, back in 2021. Spain, 500 Miles, so many others. Part of Miles Davis Band back in the 60s. He is one of the pioneers of what we call today jazz fusion. And then there was Return to Forever, which is just amazing. So we remember Chick Corea. May God bless, protect each and every single one of you, your families, your loved ones. Love and gratitude, my friends, for your being here with me, allowing me to be with you. God willing, we're back tomorrow. Until then, my friends, I bid you adieu. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. You can hear Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour weekdays at 4 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Payne Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.